One of the biggest pushbacks we get as Catholics is this notion that we worship Mary like she is God. But nothing is further from the truth. To me, Mary represents the most pious example of what submission as a woman means to the Lord. Submission has become like venom or kryptonite to modern women. We see submission as an act of weakness, dehumanization, and giving up our power and voice as women. But this is the twisted nature of submission that society has created. It's not of God, because in many verses in the Bible, God calls women and men to submit. But what does that mean? Our Blessed Mother is a perfect example. A young girl who had an angel appear to her and tell her she would be pregnant and bear the Son of Man, that she has been chosen to bring into the world through her body a new ark of the new covenant that God would have with his people through her Son, Jesus Christ, the Messiah of the prophets. This wasn't a random woman chosen out of thin air. She was a young woman chosen with the greatest task any woman could be asked, to bear and raise the Word made flesh. Now imagine being a virgin, as she said. How can this be? I know no man. Meaning she hadn't been intimate with anyone to even make it happen. And in a time where she would have been killed, likely stoned to death for becoming pregnant outside of her betrothal, Mary chose to submit to the Lord, saying, I am the handmaid of the Lord. Let it happen to me according to his will. That is full submission, trusting in and loving God with all of your heart, all of your soul, and all of your mind, just as Christ commanded of us. Further, as Catholics, we believe that the woman described in Revelations to be Mary, the woman clothed in the sun, crowned with 12 stars, whose son brought salvation to the world. We venerate Mary out of respect. We see her as the mother of all of us. We see her as the powerful intercession between her son, as she is quoted saying at the wedding at Cana, do whatever he tells you. She always points to Christ. When we pray to Mary, it isn't to worship her in place of God or as a goddess. It is to respect her role in the story of salvation and to understand the love that God had for her, to trust in the conception and raising of his son in the flesh. It is to venerate and to magnify our prayers to God the Father and God the Son, just as one would ask their pastor or congregation to pray for them and with them to magnify their prayers to the Lord.